Hello, the topic of our discussion in this video tutorial is Heine Borel Theorem. I will start this video tutorial from the definition of open cover. So let me first give you the definition of what is an open cover. So here is the definition of the open cover. So if we have a collection of open set and this collection can contain infinite many open set, and when you take the union of these open set, it basically contain the set A, or in other words, A is a subset of the union of this collection, and that collection contains all the open set, and this union can be finite or also it can be infinite union. Next, we will define what is a finite subcover. So for an open cover, we can define a finite subcover. So let's suppose we have this open cover which contains basically the open set, and this collection can have infinite many set. And if we can find a finite collection or the finite number of element from this collection which contains the union of that collection, if it contains the A, then we will call this is a finite subcover, since this collection is basically contain finite number of open set and it also cover the set A. So the difference between an open cover and finite subcover is an open cover can have infinite many number of element in that collection. However, the finite subcover must have a finite number of element in that collection. Let me give you the few example of open cover and also a finite subcover. Let's suppose we have the interval 0 to 1. Then the collection, if I collect 0 to 1 half and then 1/3 to 1, so this collection is an open cover, and this is also a finite subcover because it contains finite number of elements. And there is another collection I can consider basically ON set, and in that collection I will consider 0, 1 minus 1 over n. So this collection, then this collection where n belongs to the set of natural number is an open cover, and this collection contain infinite many set, and also it is clear that this collection will not have any finite subcover. So it is not necessarily that every open cover has a finite subcover. Next, we will prove the most important and challenging theorem of this course, which is the Heine Borel theorem. So let me first write down what is the statement of this theorem. So as you might have noticed that we already prove 1 implies 2 and 2 implies 1 in our previous video. So the only things we need to prove in this theorem is 2 imply 3 and 3 implies 2. So let's begin the proof. We will first prove that 3 implies 2. So in order to prove 3 implies 2, let's see what is a given. And what we want to show the set K is closed and it is also bounded. First we will show K is bounded. So we will begin, let this open set O, I'm gonna this is with X, I'm gonna interval X minus 1, X plus 1, where X is the member of the set K. So this implies if I take the union over these all X belongs to K of this OX, this open set or open interval, this must contain K, or in other words, this is an open cover for K. Since we assume that every open cover has a finite subcover, So this implies there exist ox1, ox2, so on up to oxn, the finite number of open set such that K is contained in the union I vary from 1 to n O xi. Since this is a bounded collection of finite open interval, therefore this is bounded. Since each OI, the reason is OXI is bounded for all I vary from 1 to n. So K is a subset of a bounded set because the finite union of bounded set is a bounded set. So this implies K is bounded. Therefore, K is bounded set. Next, we will show that K is a closed set. So in order to show that K is a closed, we need to prove that all the limit point of K is also belong to K. So we will pick a limit point. Let Y be a limit point of K. Our goal is to show that Y is the member of K. If possible, assume Y is not the member of K. So we will prove this by method of contradiction. We will assume that Y is not the member of K, and then we will produce some sort of an contradiction in this proof. If Y is not the member of K, then definitely this x minus y, this distance is strictly positive. And now we will basically consider an open set ux, this time x minus y divided by 2. They will take the half the distance between x and y, and then x plus x minus y, and we divide by 2. So actually, let me show you in a picture. So we have here, let's suppose this is our open set K, and then there is a point Y which does not belong to K. Then we pick any element, arbitrary element. Let's suppose I pick it here, and that is my x. So I take the distance between these two elements, and then I divide into half. And then basically I collect these open cover around it. Now clearly, if I take the union of x belongs to K, and then the union of these u of x, this must contain K, because each x is belong to the interval ux, and I take my x belongs to K. Therefore each x which belong to K is also belong to this union. So it means this is an open cover for K. So again, our assumption is that every open cover has a finite subcover. So it means there exist ux1, ux2, and so on up to uxn, such that K is subset of I vary from 1 to n u xi. So now we have a finite number of x1, x2, xn. So I'm gonna consider take my epsilon as the minimum of the distance xi minus y divided by 2, where I is vary from 1 to n. So this is my epsilon. Also notice one thing, y is a limit point of K. If y is a limit point, we can find a sequence. There exists a sequence yn belongs to K such that yn is converges to y. This is the consequence of the one of the theorem we prove in our previous video, that if y is a limit point, we can always find a sequence in the set which will converge to this limit point. So if this sequence is convergent, it means for this epsilon, the epsilon y I have, so for epsilon, and this is definitely a positive epsilon, we can find, or there exists a capital N, so that the distance between y and yn is less than epsilon for all n bigger than that capital N. Or in particular, if this statement is true for all n bigger than or is equal to n, this statement is also true for when n is, then the little n is exactly is equal to capital N. So that means y minus y capital N, this is less than epsilon. So now we notice the distance between capital Yn minus xi, that can be written as capital Yn minus y plus y and minus xi, and this further can be, by using the triangle inequality, it will be y minus xi minus yn minus y. And this distance, because epsilon is the minimum of xi minus y divided by 2, so therefore this will be bigger than 2 epsilon, and this is a bigger than minus epsilon, because if I multiply negative side on both sides, so I will have the inequality on the other side. But what I get is yn minus xi is strictly greater than epsilon, and this is true for all I vary from 1 to n. So what that means is, it means y capital N does not belong to uxi for all I vary from 1 to n, because the distance between the center and yn is bigger than epsilon, so yn cannot be belong to that interval uxi, because the length of each ui is less than epsilon. So this means the y capital N is not the member of set. But capital N, y capital N is the member of K, and does not belong to any ui. So this implies this collection is not a finite subcover. So this implies uxi is not a finite subcover, which is a contradiction to the fact that we have assumed that every open cover has a finite subcover, but we consider an open cover and we also prove that that open cover does not have a finite subcover. So this is the contradiction to the given statement. So this proves that our set K is closed. Next we will prove second implies third, and in order to prove what we have given is K is a closed and bounded set, and we want to show that every open cover has a finite subcover. So let me take an arbitrary open cover. Let O lambda, where lambda is belong to some index set capital A, is an open cover, and we want to show that this open cover must have a finite subcover. So I will prove this result by method of contradiction. For that I will assume that this open cover has no finite subcover, and I will bring some contradiction in this statement. So now we will use what is given. So since K is bounded and closed, this implies there exists an interval A B such that K is contained in that interval A B. So it is a possible because the set K is a bounded set. I'm gonna call this interval I0. So my I0 is interval a comma t. Now I will construct another interval I1. So I1 I'm gonna construct is gonna be half of the interval I0 such that when I intersect I1 with k, so this portion of the interval, because this is also a subset of k, has no finite subcover. Now we will see that why this construction is possible with this picture. So we have the set k, which is the subset of the interval a to b. If I divide the interval a b into two pieces and take the intersection with k, it basically will divide the k into two pieces, this and that. So now since the k has no finite subcover, so it means at least one of the piece should not have the finite subcover. Because if both the piece, if this piece and this piece both has a finite subcover, and we can combine these two finite subcover to make the finite subcover of k, and that will be a contradiction. So it is possible that it is either this side do not have a finite subcover or the other side do not have a finite subcover. So I'm choosing the side which do not have finite subcover. So similarly, we can also take the I2 now, which will be the half of I1, and it is I2 intersection k will have no finite subcover. And so on. We can keep on going. We can take In, which is the half of In minus 1, and In intersection k will not have an finite subcover. Now let me write down the sum property of this construction. So now 1 and 2 implies by the nested interval property of compact set, that this intersection n vary from 1 to infinity In intersection k is not equal to empty. So this is the nested interval property of compact set, because I intersection kn is a compact. They are all compact. They are closed and bounded, and also they are nested. So their intersection must have at least one element. Or in other words, there exists some x0 which belongs to n vary from 1 to infinity In intersection k. Or in other words, x0 belongs to k and x0 belong to In for all n. Since x0 belongs to k and this collection lambda belongs to capital N is an open cover, this implies there exists lambda 0 such that x0 belongs to that open interval. Also observe the length of each In is going to 0, and this implies for all epsilon positive, the interval In must contained in x0 minus epsilon, x0 plus epsilon when little n is greater than that capital N. Because if you take an open interval, very small open interval, because the length of each In is getting smaller and smaller, and x0 is belong to this each In, so you can find an In which will contained in a really small open interval around that point x0. Or in other words, there exists capital In, one interval, which is completely contained in that interval. And also notice that since epsilon is an arbitrary number, so we can take it as small, so that x minus epsilon and x plus epsilon, x0 plus x0 minus epsilon, x0 plus epsilon fit into that interval, that open set O lambda 0. So that is because epsilon can be chosen as small as possible. Or that in other words, we have I capital N, this is contained in this O lambda 1. Now what that means is, it means we find one open set from the collection of the open cover, and I was able to cover the set In. So this implies I capital N has a finite subcover. If In has a finite subcover, but this is the contradiction to this fact, because if I take In intersection K, then this must has a finite subcover. Therefore, this is which is a contradiction, to the fact number 3. Therefore, this construction is not possible. Actually, if this construction is not possible, it is not possible to assume that every open cover has no finite subcover. So this implies this result is true. So every open cover of a closed and bounded set has a finite subcover. Here I have one quiz problem for you to practice. Please pause the video for 1 and 2 minutes and work on this problem. This is also the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next video.